What's up, YouTube? It's Jason from Tattooed Car Culture. I appreciate you stopping back by the channel, and if this is your first time here, then welcome. Today I'm going to be talking about tires with you guys, and more specifically, my review on the ATTURO AZ850s, because that's what I choose to run on my car. I've run these tires now for 3 consecutive years. I have run other tires like the NT555 G2s from Nito and the Continental Extreme Contacts. I've ran those 2 tires. I've also run ATTUROs now, and for me and my budget and the way I drive spiritedly, the ATTUROs fit the bill, no pun intended. So up front, I am running a factory Hellcat size, which is a 275 40 20. Again, the newer wide body Hellcats come with a 305. I think it's a 305 35 series, but regardless, narrow bodied Hellcats, Chargers and Challengers, they come with a 275 40 on all 4 corners. So that's what I'm running up front. And then for the rear, I am actually running a 315 35. So 315s will fit no problem. It's the rubbing that everyone is concerned about. So it only rubs on the inner fender liner, which is plastic anyways. And I'll roll in some pictures right now, but it's just the inner fender liner. There's only a couple variables with this equation. One is your suspension height. If you're running lowering springs of any kind, I don't recommend running a 315, because if it does start rubbing really bad, like if your wheel offset is just slightly off even by a few millimeters, the rubbing is going to be so bad that it's going to drive you crazy. So if you're on lowering springs, I don't recommend it. If you're on air, that's the best situation. Obviously I'm on air. You have the ability to increase your ride height if you need to, lower it. So let's say you have a lot of weight in the vehicle and you hear some rubbing in the back. It's really easy. You just bump up the PSI in the back. It solves the problem. You know, you won't ride like a stink bug, you know, you'll just be bumping up the pressure ever so slightly, so you won't have those clearance issues anymore. The second biggest variable of this equation is the correct wheel offset. Talk to some guys that are running the wheels that you like and ask them about their tire sizes and their clearance issues. I don't remember the exact offset. I want to say it's like a plus 21 millimeter. Don't quote me on that. You'll have to contact your wheel manufacturer directly, but I also ran factory reproduction Hellcat wheels when I first got the Scatty, and they were 9.5s up front and then 10.5s in the rear, and I still ran a 315 on a 10.5-inch wide wheel. These are 20 by 11s out back and 20 by 10s up front. So again, only a 1/2 inch difference in the front and a 1/2 inch difference in the back, but it's all about that wheel offset. Let's get into why I've chosen to run the ATTURO AZ850s and why you might want to as well. All right guys, so first we're going to navigate over to ATTURO's website, which is just atturo.com. Here As we explore their webpage, we're going to go ahead and scroll down to their different tires. They obviously offer a bunch of different varieties of mud terrain tires for off-roading and things of that nature, but we're going to just scroll down here. We're going to click on the lower left box, which is the AZ850. We're going to go ahead and select a tire size to view. So I'm going to select my back tire size, so 315/35 ZR20. Man, that is a good looking tire. So here you can kind of get a preview of what it looks like. Obviously I have it on my vehicle, so I already know what it looks like, but it's just a really clean looking tire. It's an aggressive looking tire. We're going to go ahead and scroll down here. The AZ850 is a performance tire designed for the modern SUV, crossover, and sport truck, designed to take advantage of the increased power and handling ability of these vehicles. The AZ850 asymmetric tread design features different inside and outside tire contours to achieve optimum balance across the tread face. This design evenly distributes the pressure of the contact surface to enhance comfort and handling. The unique compound and tread design of the AZ850 were specifically engineered for the contemporary performance utility vehicle. The result is a rubber compound that helps reduce rolling resistance, which in turn allows the tire to run cooler at high speed. High tensile steel belts and jointless nylon bands increase stability at high speeds and provide secure braking, handling, and durability. So with that being said, guys, they are perfect for Dodge Chargers, Dodge Challengers, Camaros, BMWs like the M Series, SUVs, just things of that nature. Something that's a little bit heavier of a vehicle, but that needs good performance. So for their tire ratings, they have their ratings at an 8.5 for wet conditions, a 4 for snow, which realistically should be like a 1 because these are not snow capable tires. Street, they give it a 10, and quiet, they give it an 8. And again, these tires are extremely efficient and quiet for what they are, and especially for the price point. As you scroll down, you can go into specifications. Oh, dang, look at that. They put my car on their website. That's pretty dope. I did not know that. But either way, so they have different specifications for their specific rims. So for instance, if you want to go to 20s and then you scroll down here to like the 275/40, it'll give you all the specifications. So again, it is a 106Y rating, which the speed rating for a Y is 186 miles an hour, where some of the other tires out there that have a W rating, that's for 168 miles an hour. And I know what you're thinking. Why would I even need to worry about a tire that's rated 168 or a tire that's rated 186? It's over 100 miles an hour. It should be good, right? Well, let me show you guys. See that? I've gone 177, and I know a lot of guys out there that do the 60 to 160 pulls on the freeway or in Mexico. You don't want to be doing those pulls with a tire that's rated at only like 168 or even lower. There's some ratings out there that are only like 145 or something of that nature. So again, guys, just be smart. I would rather have a tire that's capable of higher speeds and never use it than the flip side of that. There's that age-old saying, right? I'd rather have something and not need it than need something and not have it. You feel me? So on the subject of tire size, I want to give you guys another resource. You guys can go to google.com and type in tire size calculator. There's several different websites that can do this. I'm using America's Tire mainly because these guys have taken care of me multiple times. Anytime I need my tires mounted on my wheels, a lot of places won't even touch my wheels because they're custom painted. So these guys were awesome. At any rate, once you load up a tire size and conversion calculator, you can compare different specs to the tires that you're considering. So for instance, factory Hellcat size, so we're going to go 275/40 with a wheel diameter of 20, and then this helps you figure out like a back tire that you want to run. So again, I'll use the tire size that I run, so 315 by 35, which is the aspect ratio on a 20-inch wheel. So what this is really helpful for is if you're playing around with different size tires that you want to run, or when you're comparing the two, even though they're different sizes, obviously a 315 is much wider, it gives you all the different dimensions. So the biggest thing is like the difference in not only sidewall height, but overall tire height. The reason why this is important, if you look down here, your speedometer will be off if your tire sizes are massively different. So for instance, let's say I ran a higher sidewall, right? 315, let's just say 315/45 or 315/40. The overall tire height is about 1.25 inches higher. So when my speedometer reads 65, I'll actually be going like 68 miles an hour. So again, not a huge difference, but it does help out. So this gives you a snapshot of the overall difference between the two sizes that you're comparing. So I hope that helps. Okay, so now that we've talked about tire sizes and what Atturo has to offer and what this tire is at a snapshot, I'm going to navigate over to Amazon and show you the budget comparison. So for the Atturo on Amazon, as of today, because these prices do fluctuate depending on the market. A lot of times after like Springfest or some of the bigger shows, I'll see a jump for supply and demand, so they'll jack up their prices on tires through Amazon. But again, you can either contact Atturo directly or shop on Amazon. But as of today, a 275 AZ850 for the Atturo is running at about 119, and for a 315 we're looking at about 166. Okay, so I'll do the math breakdown here for you in a second, but I want to give you guys this visual. So for 275 40 20s, which is what I run up front, they're about a 119 a piece, and then for the 315 35 20 in the rear, they run about 166. Now compare that to two other tires that I've ran on my vehicle. One has been the Nitto NT555 G2s. So with that tire, the picture is wrong. Good job, Amazon. But the 275 40 20 goes for 211 a piece. And then for the wider size tire, the 315 35, we're looking at 256 a piece. Now moving on to another great tire that I ran was the Continental Extreme Contact DWS. They do classify this as an all-season radial tire, but it feels more like a summer performance tire. And after running this, again, for up front, 275 40 20, they're running for 225 a piece, and for the rear, which is the 315 35, they are running at 287 a piece. So now giving you the full breakdown, if I went with the Atturos as of today through Amazon, it would set me back $570 for a set. If I went with the Nittos, the 555 G2s, which a lot of Charger guys run, that would set me back $934 for a set. And then if I went with the Continental Extreme Contacts, those would run me $1,024 for a set. So again, for me guys, when you're comparing the different tires, which are three of the most common tires that most Charger and Challenger guys run, that's a decent tire. You know, we're not talking about the cheapest tire that you can find. We're talking about a budget performance tire, like a performance tire that isn't going to fall apart on you. Atturo's at $570 for a set of 4 compared to the Nittos at $934, or even the Continentals at $1,024. For me and my budget, it just makes sense to go with a tire that you're going to save a little bit more money. You can essentially get 2 full sets of tires for the Atturos at that price that you would for 1 set of the Continentals. All right guys, now let's talk about the pros and the cons. First pro, super affordable and budget friendly. I think we've covered that. Second is the tires have designed specifically for larger performance vehicles like Chargers and Challengers, Jeeps, Durangos, Camaros, BMWs, etc. Great performance under real-world conditions, especially for a daily driven vehicle. This is a huge benefit to me because, again, we're talking about street tires. They hook really well, short of going with like a drag radial or something of that nature, and they perform very well in canyon driving. They're an extremely quiet tire with very little road noise. They're a good looking tire and good looking tread design. Something that sounds silly, but there are some tires out there that are just ugly. Although they are a budget performance tire, they feel very safe and confidence inspiring, along with a speed rating of 186 miles an hour. And now for the cons. Tread life. I go through a staggered set in about a year's time frame. Roughly only get about 18 to 20,000 miles out of them. Although that's not very much mileage, the other brands of tires that we covered do not offer very much more than that. Limited larger tire size options. So although it is awesome that they offer a 275 and a 315, which will work on our vehicles, they currently don't offer a common 295 or even a 305, which is now factory on wide body Hellcats. They're not an all-season tire, which means if you need a tire for snowy conditions, this is not a tire for you. For me, this isn't an issue. Obviously, living in SoCal, there are certain spots that do receive snow, but I don't drive my car in the snow, and so therefore this doesn't even come into play, but I thought I should mention it for full transparency. Well guys, that wraps up this video. I hope it helped you guys out and you gained some type of value out of this video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay updated with my channel because I post weekly content. And as always, be unique, stay humble, and God bless. Peace.